onto it and you decide that I will sell this house when it reaches this price, when the asking price reaches this amount, then I will sell it. So what are you doing? You're waiting for the market price to climb higher. So that's a conceptual way of understanding what's happening. Here's an actual picture of what it looks like in the market. Something to keep in mind, it's not always going to look very pretty, like how, the market came up to the line and just turned around immediately after touching it. That's not always the way it's going to look. Sometimes price is going to continue to climb higher before it turns around. And in worst case scenarios, it might actually hit your stop loss. So that's also something to keep in mind that they do, this is just something to use as part of a strategy. Here's a buy limit now. A buy limit is different in that you place an order below market price. See, that dotted line represents market price. Price then needs to go lower before it turns around and rises. Then you will be entered into the trade. So first of all, let me explain this to you conceptually. Think about you. You know who you are. You who likes to shop and find a deal. Wherever you go, you get a high out of finding a deal. How many of you have ever gone out and you've decided, oh, I really like that outfit, or I like that chair, or whatever. I like that couch, but this store does have clearances. I'm going to come back. I'm going to wait for the price to drop a little bit and then I'll buy it. All right. Some of you are like that. And that's kind of what's happening with a buy limit. Right now, price is too expensive, but you are agreeing that if price reaches this lower price, I will buy it the moment price is at this point. Okay. That's what that means conceptually. So here is the exact same order. Now it's actually been activated. And the other one, it wasn't activated. Why? Because it had not yet approached the line. But now that the threshold has been crossed and it's actually turning around, which is great, you are now able to be a happy person because your buy limit has activated the way you want it. However, that doesn't always happen. If that line is touched, the order is activated. And there are times where maybe price wants to continue to go lower. And again, in that situation, your stop loss can get hit. Here is a real life example of what it would look like in the market with actual candlesticks, because pictures can look prettier than they really do look in the market. So as you see here, price has dropped a little bit past the line or the threshold that was agreed upon, but that's okay because hopefully it will still turn around. That doesn't always happen, but as you get it, hopefully you're understanding a limit price has to turn around. That's what you want. You want it to turn around. Finally, to recap, limit orders. As you know, as soon as the threshold is crossed, trade is activated. Now that is similar to a stop order. Once the threshold's crossed, the trade is activated. What is different about it? A limit order is you are expecting for price to turn around in a different direction. So for instance, you're expecting price to go down lower before you buy, or you're expecting price to go up higher before you sell. So what is that? That motion is like a U-turn or like a boomerang, whereas a stop order is just, it goes continuously through. It just continues in the same direction. So that's the difference. As you see here, it's active once the threshold is crossed. If the threshold never crosses, but it still does what you want. See how it never actually touched the dotted line? That's happened to me. Made me really upset. How many of you felt that way? Anyhow, as you see, if it's never actually touched the threshold, it won't be activated, even if it did what you wanted it to do. So here you have it. Here's a picture that has all four of them on the same screen. This is a good time to possibly, screenshot it. You can see in all of them. It kind of gives you an idea. It's either going to cross the threshold once, it's going to cross it twice. It's got to go down before it goes up. Screenshot this for your note, or if you're taking notes, write this down so that you can reference it for later. This is a picture of your trading window when you select pending order. It's not actually going to say pending order. Instead, you're going to see buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. You select either one. Something I want to point out is that notice you'll see price only in this window. And the reason why you'll see price in this window is because you get to set the price for this time around. If you were doing a market execution, you would not be able to actually set that price. Everything else should be about the same. The other thing that would be different would be an expiration. I strongly advise that you set an expiration for your pending orders. Depending on how long you like to hold a trade, if you're more of a day trader or an intraday trader, someone who likes to hold a trade within a week or so, you need